Jungkook was standing outside her house and watching her stepmother was beating her. His eyes was beating as he didn't believe that he could beat an innocent girl like her. Eyes were was so fast. He was feeling so bad. He wanted to stop her, but she quickly entered someone's house. He clenched his fist and ran towards it. He entered and her stepmother looked at him. He grabbed the stick from her hands and threw it away even though he wanted to beat her with that stick. Do you have a heart? Why are you beating her so mercilessly? Because you broke my son's favorite plate. So does your son die? How dare you talk to me like that? You are no one for me to I can talk to you like that. Mine was sitting on the floor looking at them. Her tears were falling. Get out of my house right now. You're saying this because after me you will beat her more. He said while looking into her eyes. Yes, I know. Are you to her boyfriend? It's none of your business. So you are her boyfriend, so people like her. Also get someone. What do you mean by people like her? His tone changed. Of course she has done storms and how can she get a boyfriend just like you get a husband? Go take her. His baby was getting good. How dare you get out? I will call the boss then. Call them. I will tell them you will beating her. Don't touch me. I will push you. But she didn't stop. He lightly pushed her and grabbed my hand and was about to run. But where are you taking her? She stopped him. She will live with me from now. Wow, what a boyfriend. Take her with you. I believe that you will leave her in just a month because nobody can handle her childish behavior and stubbornness. I am feeling pity on her husband. How can he tolerate you? But you are so rude. He helped her to sit on the wheelchair and then walked out with her. Her mother was cursing them, but he ignored her and standing walking towards his house while holding her wheelchair. He opened the door of his house and entered inside. She looked at the house and it was little messy. He grabbed his clothes and put them in the clothes, and she was watching him because he was cleaning the couch for her. He was her best friend. They were best friends in childhood. He always took care of her anyone in school. She had senses, but sometimes she behaved like a kid because of tantrums. He looked at her mind. Are you hungry? She nodded and made her sit on the couch. From now, you will live here with me. Forget him, he don't care about you. If he care about you, then he will not let her beat you. He went to the kitchen while was looking at his house. He came here after so many years because they talked to each other in the park and cool. After a few minutes later, he came back and sat down in front of her on the floor. Look, I made your favorite food. She smiled and sit here. She said while standing beside her. He nodded and sat down beside her. They started eating and he helped her to finish the food. Suddenly his cell phone started ringing and cut the call. She's not my girlfriend, we are just friends, he said while smiling. Don't lie, she looked at her and blushed. Her friend tells me that she likes me, so do you like me? Her? I nodded. So can I be your boyfriend? She nodded, smiled and nodded. He always talks about everything. Suddenly he smiled on my mind, we forget your medicines. He got up, don't go now, bring them tomorrow. He looked at her and no, this is not good for you, but I'm going, I will come back in 10 minutes. He came back and was laughing. She also smiled and he sat down beside her. This time mother was screaming at me, but I took medicine and ran out. She was smiling while looking at his one, but man, take this and then sleep. She nodded and he gave her a medicine. After that, he picked her up and walked upstairs. He put her on the bed and she looked at his room. I will renovate your room tomorrow, but now you sleep here. She nodded and helped her to lay down. And then he brought her wheelchair. He put the blanket on her and sat her on the floor beside her. Sleep and don't be afraid, cause I'm here. She closed her eyes and didn't know when they fell asleep. The next morning, he opened his eyes because of the alarm and immediately sat down. After seeing the time, he looked at her. She was sleeping. When wake up, it's time for school. He got up and put her clothes on the bed, grabbed his whip and walked out of the room. He was preparing breakfast and put the toast. Usually he ate from hers because of when he was preparing breakfast. He screamed in hard but calmed himself. He put the breakfast on the table. He entered the room and saw her trying to put the shoes. He sat down on his knees and put the shoes in and then picked her up and walked out in the kitchen. He made her sit down on the chair and eat this. She nodded and ate the breakfast even though it was potatoes, but she didn't want to hurt him. He was doing so much for her. After breakfast, she sat down on the wheelchair on her own because he was watching her happily. He was happy that she was able to do these things for herself. Now they were passing by this walk, but suddenly Sia came and towards him. Hi, Jungkook. He stopped and looked at her. Sia, I will talk to you later because we are late from school. Sia nodded and walked out. He walked as Sia was the first girl who liked him. He left her in the class and came into his friends. He was waiting at fastly. They looked at him and what happened to you? Of course, he's late again. By the way, Jungkook, do you know she is going to propose to you? What really? They nodded. Wow, so finally someone is trying to propose to me. Yeah, but how's mine? Last night her stepmother was beating her, so I picked her up and came into my house. From now she will live with me. His friends didn't say anything and was just staring at him. You bring her to your house, he nodded. Are you crazy? Leave her at her house. Why are you wasting your life on her? Jungkook got angry. What do you mean by wasting my life? She's my best friend also. She can't work and has dated downstairs. How can I leave her in that place where nobody wants and likes her existence? Nobody will be with you because of her. She's just a problem for me. You grabbed her by his shoulder. How many times do I have to want you not to talk bad about her? Jungkook, calm down. We are in class. He left his shoulder. I'm saying the truth. Dino and Erling said. Shut up, Jungkook got up and sat with another class fellow. Look, he's mad at you now. But I'm saying the truth. I know, but they don't say that on his face. He don't like it. In break. The other team arrived at the scope of the competition. They were idiots and bully everyone, and their main target was always wine. She never told him that the bullied her. Jungkook came here with wine, and then his cell phone started ringing. He picked up the call, and after the call, she nodded and he left. He was looking at the swimming pool area, but suddenly her back fell down. She tried to grab it, but fell down on her face. She then looked at the area, and there was no one. She tried to sit down on the wheelchair, but then started waiting for him. She was sitting there while waiting for him, but suddenly, oh, so you are here. We were searching you everywhere. She didn't say anything and didn't look at them. He sat down in front of her on his knees and put his hand on his head. Ignoring me, huh? Where is your so-called breast? When his tears, her tears started falling, but he wiped them. Jungkook came in the hallway and Sia was standing there with their friends while smiling. His friends were also smiling. He smiled after seeing their smile and then she knelt down on her knees. His eyes widened. Jungkook, will you? His smile dropped and then he ran towards her, leaving Sia sitting there. He got up and looked at everyone. They all knew that his first priority was Vian. She was begging them to stop, but they pushed her in the pool. She was showing and trying to come out, but then he came there. Vian, he shouted and ran to her. That group looked at him and he jumped in the pool and hugged her. His friends also came there and then the fight started. He made her sit down on the wheelchair and then he and his gang. It was looking like it was about because he and his friends were beating them. They were also. One was stopping him, but then the guard came and stopped and Sia came and looked at one. She walked towards her and I okay and then she ran towards the medical room after seeing her condition. Now he was sitting on the couch while one was laying there. Sia and her friends were looking at him because they suspended him and his friends also. I will. Are you crazy? Now stop. The one is okay now. No, she is not. Her full body is bruised. I will beat him so badly. She nodded because she didn't want to say anything because she knew that he would not listen to anyone. In night, she opened her eyes and saw him sitting beside her. I okay, no. Eyes filled with tears. His wiped her tears. Don't cry. They will pay about this. He patted her hand. Now stop crying and take your medicine. After taking medicine, she started to behave like a normal person. Her new doctor was treating her so well. She was looking at the ceiling and sleep. She looked at him. You know your dad come to me tomorrow. Today, he said that you could live with me. He said happily, and she was sad that her father said this. She smiled, and then he started feeding her. The next day, he came out of the house and saw Sia standing there. He walked towards her and asked Sia, Janko, I want to talk to you. Yeah, I know what you want to talk about. When he's sleeping now, so let's sit there. She nodded, and they started walking. I'm sorry that I left you. Now it's okay. Can you answer me now? Will you be my boyfriend? He nodded and she smiled. Really? He nodded while smiling and Ryan was watching them from the window. She was also feeling happy for her best friend. Let's go on a date. Okay, they started walking and one later she took her medicine and left aside. She just ate it at Sajid's side. She never wanted to behave like a kid or a normal person. She didn't realize when she flipped into Dahlstrom's house. She regularly taking medicine to get rid of that. 2 hours later. He slowly opened the door and entered with Sia. She looked at her in his room. Man was sleeping on his bed. Sia, come here and don't talk. She nodded and he grabbed his cell phone and they both walked out. Man woke up and now sitting with them on the table. Sia was happily opening the boxes of food and he looked at one. Why not? What happened? Why are you sad? I'm not sad. I'm okay. He smiled and put the food on her plate. First, and Sia noticed that she didn't react because she knew that Ryan was innocent. After that, they talked and watched a movie together. Sia went to her room house and Jungkook gave her medicine. 1 week later, Ran was passing by the street, but suddenly he saw a boy standing there while his face was hidden because of the hoodie. He ignored him, but he grabbed him by his jacket and don't forget how you heard that day. Jungkook smoked and punched Jan's face. I will break your every bone so that you lose the ability to walk. I don't know that she can't walk. I always saw her sitting on the bench without the wheelchair. I don't care. I did so much with her. I will do the same. He said while hitting him with gun. I'm sorry. I will say sorry. He was shouting. Your sorry doesn't do anything. You have to feel the same. Suddenly, some people noticed them and trying to stop him. He was so blinded by anger, he was just wanted to take his revenge because he couldn't see her in pain. He came back and sat down beside her. He grabbed his hand and what happened? Nothing. I just, who? That idiot ran. She was so shocked to hear this that he, what? She was shocked. But this is not good. I know, but I want to take my revenge. But forget it. And tell me, what do you want to eat? I can make it for you. I will eat everything. I will eat anything. He smiled. She smiled and got up. He came back after 1 hour and started putting the food on the table while doing weird poses. She just smiled and he made her sit on the wheelchair and walked towards the table. Taste it or tell me, do you like it? He put the food in her mouth and this is tasty, tasty. He smiled. I know. I became a good cook. She smiled and he fed her even though she could eat with her own hands, but he just wanted to give her special treatment. That's why he was doing this. He entered the room and he looked at it. Do you like it? She smiled and nodded. If you need something, then call me. Okay. He put her on the bed and good night. He walked out and she laid down. 1 month later. Winnie, why are you wasting your time, Sia? You know that he will leave you, not her. He loves her more than everyone. He didn't go with his parents because didn't want to leave her alone and you are thinking that he will love you. But Winnie, I don't have any problem with Vine. Vine is not the problem, he is the problem. She didn't do anything. He brings her home. She never tell him anything. You are just wasting your time. Remember when he bought the biggest daughter for her, he was agreed to pay all the expensive. He is in love with her. You are saying right. I should not be stay with him. She entered the house and saw that Junk was feeding one because she flipped into downstairs. Her eyes were watery as tears were clearly on her cheeks. What happened? He looked at her and she was crying because she wanted to go outside and Tina let her go. One is dangerous for you to go outside at this time. She walked towards her and looked what I bought for you. One grabbed it and smiled. He also smiled. Are now happy, Ryan? Ryan nodded. I want to talk to you. Come with me. They walked towards the couch and then my parents arranged my marriage so I can't be with you. Are you happy? Then it's okay. I hope you live a happy life. She smiled and went. Janku, she called him and he walked towards her. He showed him her bracelet. This is looking so good on you, he said. And Sia was watching them. Then they both were looking good together. She walked towards them and okay, bye, guys. Bye. She broke up with me. Her parents picked her marriage. Really, he nodded. But I'm not sad because her parents choose good choose for her. Now it has dinner. He put the food in the plate and sat on one. Don't cry like that again. It hurts me. I know it's not your mistake, but I can't see you like that. Just take your medicine and start talk to the doctor. And he said that you could walk again. Okay, he started feeding and he was taking care of her baby because she started behaving like a kid when the next day. What do you leave him? Because my parents fixed my marriage with someone, but it's 3 years later. Do you love him? Sometimes we can't force someone to love us. If he is in love with someone, then don't know. I hope he will be happy with you and I'm happy that he will taking care of you. I understand about so. I will miss you. See a smile. I will miss you too. Sia was holding her face and watching. Your best friend. My noted. Goodbye. And then he came towards her. Do you want to drink something? Yes. He walked towards the canteen. School was over and he was just playing with his friends. Dino came towards her and they ended the relationship. I nodded. Yes, she was so tired that I always with you. You are the reason his 90% relationship ends. Why don't you just go to get asked? You are just the burden of him. You are ruining his life. I didn't do anything. Now you're acting star. Django came back with the juice and said that she was not there. He looked at his friends. Guys, where is fine? We don't know. We didn't see her. He put the juice on the bench and ran. He was running in the streets while finding and the rain started falling and he was fully wet. He was so worried that she might get into an accident. He searched her for everywhere but didn't find her. After finding her everywhere, tears formed in her eyes. Fine, where are you? He entered the house and saw that she was there. She was not there. He looked around the street and saw her sitting there. He ran towards her. She was crying. Why, what are you doing? His voice was full of worries. Let's go home. I don't want to go with you. She smiled. she said while sobbing. Not now. They entered and but do you leave me? I want to go to my house. Why? But what happened? He grabbed Sita and was about to dry her hair, but she pushed him. I don't want to live with you, she shouted while crying. Just tell me what happened, he asked seriously. I am the reason for your every breakup. No, you are not. I am the reason. No, I am. Dina was saying that she left you because she was fed up with me. He closed his eyes because of anger. No, why? She didn't leave me because of you. She gifted you a bracelet. How can you be the reason? You are not the reason. He sat down on his knees. Don't cry over useless things. He wiped her tears and started drying her hair. Change your clothes. You might get sick. She was feeling so low and just wanted to cry. Her downstorm was getting on her and she just dragged him by crying. 2 hours later, now he was sitting beside her while her tears were falling. He was scratching her forehead, now sleep. He gave her medicine and wiped her tears. His parents lived there, but they went out of the country with his limits because he said he didn't want to go there. His parents were still forcing her. He always denied. He always treated her well. His mother liked her. At that time, he was the only guy who was with her because her dad lives out of the house. His parents were also good with her. She always lived with him. She didn't know about her feelings. She just wanted to stay with him. His friends were standing and he was walking towards them angrily. He punched Dino hardly on the fire stand. Carl tried to stop them, but how dare you to make her feel like that she is the reason because she is. You don't have any right to say that. Say anything bad about her to her hurt her. Guys, stop it. After fighting like an idiot, they were sitting with each other, but Dino was talking. I always think about him. He might want to see him happy with someone. I'm happy. You are not happy. Look at yourself. You care so much for her. I'm happy that she is safe and I'm taking care of her. Who will take her forever, huh? You can't take her with you because your father is already giving her extra money for her treatment and he won't let you bring her with you. I will leave her with that trustworthy man. He entered the house and I'm back. She looked at him and sat down. He walked towards her and I'm sorry I did so much, she said. It's okay, she smiled and he put his hand on her face and stayed quiet. She looked at him. What happened? I want you to behave like this every time. Tell me what you want. I want to watch movie, okay? He got up and turned the movie. She just sat with him happily because she felt happiness with him. The next day. Sorry, I don't know that you can't, but he was standing in front of her. And, okay, forgive you, she smiled. Really, she nodded. He sat down on the table and, well, you know your best friend fights with me. He's a mad guy. She chuckled. He saw them talking to each other, so he immediately walked towards them. What are you doing here? I'm just talking. Am I right, fine? She nodded while smiling. He looked at her. You can go and play football because I mean, no, I can't trust you. He grabbed the handle of the wheelchair and walked out. He and Vine were when the street was suddenly uncame. Hi, Jungkook, he looked at him. Now what do you want? Nothing, but I shifted here, but why was the reason? Because I got the apartment here, that's why. Hey Vine, she waved her hand and don't talk to her. I'm just saying hi. I will not do anything again. He ignored his words and walked towards the house. Vine was sitting on the couch, was staring at him while he was talking to the doctor. He was paying the 2 doctors because her father couldn't afford, and he looked at her and got the call. They were saying that you can walk, talk, and properly. I'm so happy. The days passed like that, and the doctors were treating her. She was also happy that she could walk again. She was not paralyzed from birth. She became paralyzed because of an accident. 1 month later, now he was coming back from his chemistry store and saw that Ryan was talking to Ren. He walked fastly and stood in front of them. In just a week, Ryan and Ren became so friendly. That's why he didn't like. Why are you doing outside? I was talking to Ren. Let's go inside. He entered and don't go to him. I don't like it. But why is same as you? But I thought that I'm special, but you find another friend. She laughed. You are still special. They said, and he looked at her. I'm going to leave in a week. How can I tell her? He was afraid that she might react emotionally, but so he didn't have the stamina to tell her. He spent so many happy days and so was happy. She was getting better day by day. Finally, his friends came and they were shocked to see her in their house because they didn't know she was staying in their house. They didn't say anything because they loved her. She was so happy. Yes, he is going with us. She looked at him and he nodded. He looked at her and she thought so that she would crack, but she didn't do anything and just quietly looking at him. She became quiet. They lived 2 days and 2 days of the